Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. As we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches, the BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Now, let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News.
Oh, we had about 3 seconds to spare fixing the technical issues here. How's it going?
When you own your own business, BJ, you do everything. IT guy, everything.
No, I was getting ready to blame Colin here, but no, we got it done, and we're on the air. He's Abe Jackson. You'll hear him with Bob Beeler coming up in about 18 minutes over on 670 KBY. My name's BJ Rains. This is Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show here on Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. You got the teams warming up on the court. You can see Boise State right there, the crowd filing in. First place on the line in the Mountain West tonight, Abe. It should be a fun night.
Oh, it's going to be great. And it's another one of those teams, kind of like Utah State, that if you followed Boise State basketball over the years, you've probably seen Boise State against Nevada the most out of anybody that's in the conference since we've been in multiple conferences with them.
What do you take away from the first game? Obviously, a tough one down there in Reno. Pavle makes the layup with like 13 seconds left. They come down, and Blackshear has the layup on him. Degenhardt and Najee Smith had fouled out of that game. But, they were right there on the road, had a chance to win that game.
I put that up there as probably one of their bottom 3 games of the year on how they played. They gave up 44% from 3, which is rare for this team. They only had 4 guys score in the game until about the last 3 minutes when Milner hit 1 free throw and Pavle hit the 2-pointer with 18 seconds left. So they didn't have any even scoring. Max Rice went 0 for 4 from 3. He had 2 points, and now he's become a very legit scorer for this team. And they were right there, and they had 2 of their starters, 2 of their 4 main scorers foul out with a few minutes left, and they only lose by 2. So all that going against them, they almost get a road win at Nevada. But this Nevada team, they are probably one of the surprises of the league, meaning that they had so much lead from last year in terms of scoring, but they've come together. They play much more better as a team than they did last year.
What do you make about only 21 days separating these matchups? There's 5 teams Boise State hasn't even played once, and they're going to play Nevada for the second time. In 21 days, Boise State's only played 4 games since. You probably still feel like you know this team pretty well.
Yeah, and usually the second time around, you get to know a team a little better. You know what they're doing. But I've talked to Bob Beeler about this, and neither one of us kind of know how they schedule. Like you said, we're seeing them really quickly. Haven't played 5 teams in the Mountain West, and then we'll be done with Nevada here after this evening. But, I kind of like it, though. They beat us in Reno, and then they come back to Boise at a short turnaround pretty much for the second game. So you get to see them again, and I saw the little ticker over there where we sit, and there looks like about 8,100 tickets are out. So if you get 8,100 people in here on a Tuesday night, I think that's a great show.
That's a lower number than I would have liked to have seen. We don't have a single person yet up in the
there's some in the back,
third
there's
level.
Behind you.
All right, there's a few up there, but I don't know. It just coming off the sellout 12,000 against Utah State, the team's gone on the road and won 2 games since. You would like to see a little bigger crowd.
You would, but a Saturday game at 4:30 against Utah State, that's worth about 1,500 people, I think.
Okay.
That time instead of getting home from work and family stuff going on. But anyway, I think it's going to be a great crowd.
The ones that are here will make some noise.
It'll be loud. It'll be loud. It'll get loud, and hopefully it'll be a good game.
What do you make of Nevada? And obviously they went down to San Diego State. That's the only loss they have in league. They've played pretty well, and obviously they're kind of trio of players with Lucas and Blackshear, and then the center, Will Baker, really carrying the load for them.
Yeah, well, they're completely different players. Will Baker, kind of a smooth 7-footer. He's a lefty. He can step out and shoot the threes. And then you have Lucas, who's a shot maker, kind of like Buzo for us, is that he can hit challenge jump shots. And then Blackshear, he could be probably one of the toughest guys to guard one-on-one in the league when he gets his head down and goes to the rim. Very athletic. So 3 different type of players, but they seem to be thriving in each other's system this year.
What do you make of that win at Wyoming and 5 guys in double figures, and seeing what Najee Smith did in particular had to be encouraging?
It was awesome. I mean, it was really good to see, and Naj had a great game, and I think he took it a little personal that Wyoming was playing about 6 feet off of him the first few possessions when he caught the ball outside the three-point line. And then he goes down and hits multiple threes in the game. And it was just a great win for the Broncos. These last 3 games, I thought Utah State, one of the best games they've played all year. Okay, well, then they go to Nevada and they play Vegas. They go to Vegas. Then they play, okay, that's probably the best game they've had all year. Then they go to Wyoming, who, yes, is depleted, but you're playing against the elements. You're playing against a tough team at home. That could have been one of the best games they have all year. So
you'd love for the trend to continue tonight.
This team is really coming together. The defense won them games early in the season, and the offense has finally caught up to the quality of defense. And that's why you're seeing them score, I think it was 82, 84, 85 points in the last 3 games.
Did find out that the 8100 does not include students. So hopefully you get a big student turnout tonight. I just got a text from someone that's listening.
All right.
And hopefully that'll help boost the crowd. It is supposed to be a whiteout tonight. So you get fans wearing white, and you go ahead and kind of continue to, I like the whiteouts. It looks like a lot of people are wearing white here. You got some students coming in here as well. But that atmosphere the other night against Utah State, even with a few less people, if you can replicate that tonight, they're going to be tough to beat.
It helps. It really does. I mean, that's the reason why they call it home court advantage, is that you get a bunch of people cheering for you, and against the other team, it gives you energy. It's worth probably a bucket, you know, and it could be worth maybe a missed free throw. You just never know. And so it helps. It's exciting. The players love it. The coaches love it. And I know the fans love it. Heck, they saw a last-second win against San Jose State. Then they saw a blowout of a rival in Utah State. And now the next closest rival, I think, in league in Reno coming in, who's already beat us, and it's for first place.
Yeah.
You can't really ask for much more.
A couple more quick ones. We'll get you out of here. You're going to hear Abe in about 13 minutes with Bob Beeler on 670 KBOI. Make sure you listen to the pregame show, and then the game will be on the Mountain West Network of the CW, I think, locally in Boise. But go ahead, like we tell you, turn on the TV stream, but turn down the sound, line it up with Bob and Abe, and listen to the local guys, and you'll be much happier with the broadcast that way. But Jabuzo Abo and what he's doing, particularly from three-point range, 4 of 8 in that game the other night in Vegas. He had a couple of those 4-point plays. I don't know if we were ready to kind of say who's better, him or Kijab, but when you lost Abu Kijab, a lot of what you got, that you missed, you're getting even better in terms of the three-point shooting.
Well, I think they're completely different players. I don't really see a comparison in them. Kijab was a 6'6" interior post defender, and his main shots were in the post. Now, he could hit a spot-up 3 every once in a while, but you didn't really run plays for Kijab outside of the three-point line. He'd back down and fade away and get a bunch of rebounds. And Abo is a three-point assassin. If he keeps this up, he'll break the regular season three-point percentage record. And I believe Brian King has that. I want to say it's 47, 48.
Something like that. We'll look it up. Yeah.
So he's right on the heels of that. But when you have a guy who can not only knock down threes like he does, but knock down challenge threes, that is so key, because the defense can close out on you, and then he can still rise up and knock down a 3. He doesn't need to be 100% wide open to hit threes.
Hey, I guess final thing, we'll let you get to your broadcast with Bob Beeler. Keys for Boise State tonight. Obviously, we mentioned it was a 2-point game down in Reno. The Ken Palm kind of projective numbers. The point spread is about 4 or 5 points. Boise State favored in this one. What do you make of the matchup tonight?
Well, there's 2 guys I think that you have to stop. One is Lucas. He is just a big shot maker. He hits tough shots. We talk about Abo knocking down tough shots. Lucas, he's not as big, but he can really shoot the ball. And then it's the big guy Baker. He can step outside and hit some threes, and he can also be a force inside, especially going to his left, which is his strong hand. So I think you stop those 2 guys, because Blackshear, he's a pretty streaky player.
Yep.
Those other 2 guys, not so streaky, really solid. So I think you focus on Baker and you focus on Lucas.
And how about keeping your 5 starters all not fouling out of the game?
I would like all the starters to no one to foul out, but I would also like more than 4 people to score. with only 5 minutes left in the game. And that's happened in the last few conference games, so I think they were sitting all right.
The bench is coming on a little bit, so we appreciate it.
Bench is doing real well.
We'll be listening to you and Bob over on 670 KBY as usual, Abe. Thanks a lot, and then we'll do this Friday night, another huge game coming up in Albuquerque.
You don't want to get too far ahead, but you get this one in, you get New Mexico, you're looking at top 25.
There you go. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Abe. Abe Jackson, there he is. He'll be on the call in about 10 minutes with Bob Beeler. John Mallory, KTIK Radio, is going to join us in just a couple of minutes as well. We want your comments. Make sure you get your comments in. Let us know if you're watching the game here from the arena, if you're watching from somewhere else. We'd love to know where you are watching this game from. We'll give you the shout-outs as we typically do. And, again, we'll have the YouTube chat going, so make sure you're there in the Idaho Central Credit Union YouTube chat. We'll get to those comments, your score predictions, your player of the game, all that fun stuff. Let us know. Want to shout out a couple of our sponsors as John Mallory gets set up. The Cutwater Spirits Studios is where we're brought to you from today. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Find one near you at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. They got that 15% deal going right now. 15% off your interior painting if you use the promo code BNN15. So check them out. BNN15 is the promo code. Take care of those painting needs you've been waiting to do. Now's the time. Let the professionals do it at rowpaint.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, they're paying top dollar for used cars and trucks, even if you don't buy from us. That's right. It's all done in 3 easy steps. You can share your vehicle information, make an appointment, and get a cash offer from the appraiser while you wait. It's hassle-free on the spot from Lithia Ford of Boise. And Idaho Central Credit Union, the official bank of the Rains family and Bronco Nation News. Check them out as well. You can keep tabs on your credit score for free with My Credit from Idaho Central Credit Union. It's just one more way Idaho Central is looking after your daily balance. Learn more at iccu.com/mycredit. You can see Boise State has now left the court, and warm-ups are in a stall right now as the teams are back in the locker room. But we got our man John Mallory joining us here. There he is with the BNN hat. We appreciate it, Johnny. Abe Jackson leaves the chair. You take it, man. We're happy to have you here on the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Should be a fun one tonight, man.
It seems a little different when Boise State is good and Nevada is good, and they get together at anything. It could be football or men's basketball, those two specifically. I think it means more. It feels a little different for this fan base. And for the Nevada Wolfpack fan base, they have a strong basketball fan base, as we know, BJ, and these are always fun. Both these teams are good, right? All the food groups are represented here. First place at stake in the standings in the Mountain West. Maybe a revenge factor for, what was that, December 9th? 28th.
3 weeks from 3 weeks, exactly.
Okay, 3 weeks ago. Maybe a revenge factor there. Las Vegas has this Boise State -5.5. Seems a little high, but those guys, I mean, they set lines for a reason. And, again, yeah, everything's on the table tonight. When I was pulling in, massive crowds that you don't see, like a Saturday night main event type of crowd, I felt, for a Tuesday. So I'm expecting, I was talking with Cody Gogler earlier in the day. I think they said they were expecting 9,000 to 10,000, but they were pushing up. So I think we're going to have a great atmosphere.
Doesn't look like the third deck's going to be overly crowded, which I'll call out the fans. I think it's a little disappointing. I think you got a first place matchup on the line here. Tickets $20. It's a 7 o'clock game. I mean, I think they should be able to get. I think this should have been a sellout tonight. I'll say it.
Event town, not a sports town. Quoting my boy Prater.
I don't know. That's a little disappointing. But those that are here, are going to make some noise. It should still be a fun atmosphere.
This is one of my favorite college basketball atmospheres, man. When this place gets going, big game, this fan base.
Better than the Kibbe Dome?
Yeah.
What do they call it for basketball?
Well, now they have the new arena.
Oh, that's right.
But they had the Cowan Spectrum with the drapes up for so long. And, that was the worst environment or atmosphere I've been in for Division I college basketball. But this is a good one, and I expect it rocks, especially if they blow the doors off like they did the good Utah State team a week ago, or a little more than that, right?
Yep.
If this is one of those again, this place is going to rock big time. And I think this team, BJ, I think it took a while, but I think it's finally found itself. I think it's found its identity. I think it knows who it is now, what it stands for, and the right formula to win games. Tyson Degenhardt's probably going to be your 5 for the rest of the way. Najee starting at the 4 the rest of the way, and that's how you're going to roll with this. Maybe at the end of the year, Sada can get more minutes. I know they're still grooming him, but I think Milner might be who we were hoping he wasn't. we wanted him to get better and take
He had
that
6
step.
and 6 in the last game. Maybe he's going to slowly get back and get on
That'd be
track
beautiful if that can be his new role.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely if they can get him minutes off the bench at a 6 and 6 level.
Yeah.
Huge.
Couple comments here on the YouTube chat. Bob Davis, don't want to lose to Nevada twice. This gentleman just got 2 tickets at half court, second level, actually pretty affordable. There you go. He's 8-year-old's first basketball game. That'll be fun.
Oh, he's going to see a heck of an atmosphere tonight.
Chase Love has 70-68. Nate Staley says, big game tonight. Have to limit the drives in the paint they were giving up last time against Nevada. Blackshear, some of those guys like to drive the paint. They got a little better interior defense tonight from Burns.
Well, and I also know, there's been jokes about, Pavle Kuzmanovic and his defense.
Hey, he hit the shot that put him up to begin with.
He deserves a lot of credit. There's no D in Kuzmanovic. Think about it. But a lot of those
You've been thinking about that one for a while, huh?
I've heard other people's. I stole that. The thing is, though, I'd like to see that reset, that situation, 4 minutes left, whatever the score was, in Tyson Degenhart and Najee Smith on the floor. Arguably Boise State's 2 biggest pieces to the puzzle, BJ, Najee, and Tyson, and they were gone for that stretch. So you could talk about Boise State's defensive malfunctions. Yeah, sure. Without Najee and Degenhart, that defense should malfunction a little bit against a good team, which is what Nevada is. Let's see that tonight. No foul trouble, no cheesy, stinky Sullivan type of fouls.
You got a good veteran officiating crew tonight.
Who's on the crew
veteran officiating crew. We got Mike Cyphers. You'll recognize him. Mike Reed's been here a couple of times.
Yeah.
He did call that weak foul in the South Dakota State game, first game of the season, down here on a rebound on Degenhart. And who's the third one? Oh, David, our friend David Hall.
He's a good guy.
The older guy. I believe his brother might actually live in Boise, so who knows? But
let's keep
good veteran
everybody
officiating
in foul trouble.
crew.
You
said all that happened. They were without 2 of their best players for the final 4 minutes, and they lost on a basket with 3 seconds left. They were right there.
I think that's why the spread's 5.5. Why Vegas thinks, hey, they might pull away with this one. They probably should have won in Reno. But, hey, is this Nevada team different than the Nevada team on December 28th? I'm sure they would say, yes, we're better now, too.
Yeah, they've lost one game. They lost at San Diego State. But they've taken care of the rest of their business as well. They've got a win at Air Force, a win at home against Colorado State. They went to San Jose State and won by 27, and then they just beat Utah State by 15 the other night.
That's a big win. Nevada's good. Alford's got them going, and they do a good job over there, and they get good players. Nevada historically has got good players to their program. I want Boise State to hold Blackshear to under his average. That's my key. If you can slow Black, he's averaging about 15 a night.
Yep. He's actually their second leading scorer. Jared Lucas, the Oregon State transfer, is at about 17 a game. But Blackshear's kind of a streaky
I just think he's the guy. Hold him under his average.
He had those 2 drives late in the last minute that basically beat them down there in Reno.
And I think they can control this game. And, it's going to be a fun one to see. Leon's got this thing rolling. Looks like the fan base is buying in. And like I said, when it's Nevada, it feels a little different.
Sam just says, just got to the arena. Should be a fun one tonight. Chad's got 74-70. Nate Staley watching from Austin, Texas tonight. Nice spot to be. 74-68 is Chase's prediction. Triple-double for Marcus Shaver Jr. That
would be the first in school history.
Correct. I thought Chandler or Derek Alston or somebody had one. I think they did.
There's only been a few.
78-73 is what Sam has. Skylar's asking how you can watch the game tonight. It is on what we decided was CW. It's on the CW. It's a local, kind of a weird local channel here in town. Or the best way is probably on that Mountain West app. Get on your Roku or your smart TV. Download that Mountain West app, and then you can watch it on the Mountain West network that way.
I think on DirecTV it's like channel 36 or something.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is on the other providers, but it is available there. And if you're good with the technology, just bust open that Mountain West app. You said
Mountain West app. Yep. David's watching from Arizona. Game is streaming on the Mountain West Network. Perry says, Paul is here in the crowd. He says, Paul and Gene in the arena behind the players' bench. So they're up there somewhere watching. We appreciate Paul and Gene.
Wave, Paul and Gene.
Always like it when the folks are watching from our friend Logan Dominguez and the band would always watch from up there. So Eric Knowles, win these 2 and you're likely ranked. You got Jordan Kay passing out hot dogs to John Mallory here.
Are there hot dogs in the media
room?
There
is media food now, yes. So
thanks, man.
Jordan Kay helping you out with a hot dog.
You know it's a big game. John Anderson's got a new haircut. He's ready for this game tonight. BJ, all the boxes are checked tonight, man.
Kurt Blake's got 83-75. Let's see. Hutch had a triple-double against Portland in 2017. Awesome. Marcus Shaver was actually on the Portland team in that game. How about that?
That's cool. Marcus Shaver played against Chandler Hutchison.
When Chandler Hutchison had a triple-double.
That's weird to think Shaver's been around that long.
YouTube TV has it apparently on the Sports Plus package if you have the
What are you expecting from Shaver tonight? I mean, the injuries and whatnot. I mean, are we going to see – don't get me wrong, I love Jace Whiting, president of that fan club. But are we going to see more Jace Whiting than maybe we'd like tonight at the expense?
I don't think so. I think big game Shaver will be ready to go. I mean,
33 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, he may be limping around a little bit, but I think he'll gut it out and play and do what he has to do. I think he'll do that. Hey, you want me to? I can thank a couple sponsors while you eat your hot dog if you need a break.
No, I'm good, man. No.
Well, either way, I need to thank. We're waiting for Boise State to come back out on the court, and we'll show you warm-ups here before we get out of here. But transcompservice.com. If you're looking for a new job, how about becoming a truck driver? Transportation Compliance Service can help you every step of the way with all the permits and things you need to get out there towing that first load, whether it's an Amazon truck in your neighborhood or the big rig on your screen. Let them help you get it set at transcompservice.com. If you're looking for a new dentist, how about Dr. Chris Miner, BoiseDentistryCo.com. He's my dentist. He does a tremendous job, full of family dentistry. Check him out, BoiseDentistryCo.com, locations across the Treasure Valley. If you want to, if you own a business or you work for a business and you want to lower the insurance rate, how about United Commercial Insurance, another local company, but they can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Make sure you check them out, 229-8222 at United Commercial Insurance. They make business insurance easy. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Go download the new Ridley's app. Get some exclusive savings, some awesome deals in there. The Ridley's app, it's in the App Store or the Google Play Store as well. Shopridleys.com. You can find the location near you, and we appreciate Ridley's Family Markets. And the Blue and Orange Store, if you're looking to save some money on some gear, how about $40 order gets you free shipping at theblueandorangestore.com. Check it out, theblueandorangestore.com. You can get free shipping any order over $40, or the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall. You can pick it up as well. And Matt Bauscher Real Estate. The number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. BauscherRealEstate.com is the Nevada Wolfpack. Take the floor here. No home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher. Let him help you out. BauscherRealEstate.com. We're waiting for Boise State to take the floor. We got Nevada on the floor, Johnny. The crowd's starting to come in here. We got some folks on the third deck starting to arrive. And
some boos, too.
There were some boos, man. There were some boos for Nevada.
This crowd won't boo a lot of teams. Nevada's one of them they will.
Is the Reno, you mentioned kind of when Reno and when Nevada and Boise State are good, it's fun. But, I mean, the rivalry, it's still there?
Absolutely. I think especially, when they're good and you get the bandwagoners jumping on, it makes it even better. Here come the Broncos. You're going to hear this crowd, BJ. And, it's only mid-January, but this might sound kind of cheesy. I have a feeling it might feel a little bit like March tonight, man.
No, apparently Michael Forrest Prater said on the show today, I heard a little birdie tell me he didn't think it was that big of a game tonight.
No, he's a tough nut, man. Tough nuts are tough.
What was the reasoning? That it's January?
Yes. It's the 5th conference game of the year. They won't decide anything and this and that, Prater, but
hey, I love Prater, but I will respectfully disagree on that one.
I think it's a pretty big game. Bob Beeler said it was the biggest game of the season, certainly up to this point. Well,
I mean, the tiebreaker is going to be huge. If you lose this game and Nevada has the tiebreaker on you, if you finish tied in the standings, you lose the seeding and the head-to-head. So the tiebreaker is big on its own. So I think that's a big one just to start with is the tiebreaker. And then you have to go to Nevada or New Mexico on Friday, man.
Dude.
And I don't want to say I'm chalking it up as a loss, but that would be just an unbelievable win if they were able to go in front of 15,000 in the pit. They're expecting to sell out on Friday night, and they got Richard Patino has that thing rolling down there now. I mean, I think that's going to be a really, really tough game. So you can't lose tonight and then face a 2-game losing streak down in Albuquerque.
And think about this. After this week's tough stretch,
it gets a little easier.
At home, Fresno. At home, Colorado State. And then the next game is at Air Force. Like those 3 look like they could be wins. If you win tonight, you lose in New Mexico, but win the next 3, BJ, you're 8-2 after 10 games in this league.
You'd be 18-5 going to Viejas Arena.
Right at the top of the standings there. I think if you win this game and Friday in Albuquerque, I think you're ranked on Monday morning. I think Boise State creeps in the top 25 if they can win these next 2 games.
We just got to get our local voter, Jay Tuss, to start voting for him.
He hasn't had him in yet?
No.
Yeah. That's probably fair to this point.
Yeah.
But if they win these two, I think it's legit that the Mountain West deserves to have at least one team in that poll right now.
Yep.
Right now it doesn't. There's no ranked teams in this league, and there's like 5 pretty damn good teams that are all tournament-level teams in this league, BJ.
Yeah. Sam says definitely a different energy in the arena tonight already. So Sam's in here and can tell there's a different energy.
Awesome.
Wolfpack sucks. According to Devo.
Can Sam Winter?
You don't need to mess with that.
Oh, sorry, man.
The other one's the.
Can Sam Winter dunk?
We got it. They can see it on that one over there. I don't know if he can, to be honest with you.
I'm just wondering, can everybody on this team throw it down?
Can Jace Whiting?
No.
I think he probably could.
I don't think Jace Whiting can.
By the way, shout out to RJ Keene. This is the first game he's allowed to suit up. He's out for the season with the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
But he's making some progress. So RJ Keene actually out there going through warm-ups and taking some shots and things. A frequent guest on the pregame show.
You thought RJ Keene was going to be a player for this team this
I
year.
was told he was a more athletic Justinian Jessup.
Yeah, a 3-and-D guy.
And he's going to go 2 full years sitting out because he redshirted last year. He's out for the season this year. He's going to be one of those 25-year-old seniors in a couple of years.
Okay.
But I think he has a chance to really. Here he is going up for a nice dunk right there. So I think keep RJ Keene's a guy to buy some stock in right now, man. He's going to be a player for him down the road. I really believe that.
Gotcha.
Tust equals Tom Rinaldi, according to this guy.
Like, he's Tusty's.
Does he make people cry when he does the interviews or what?
Yeah, expand on that, man. I want to hear why Tust is Tom Rinaldi. That's great, man.
What do you make of the Mountain West this year, man?
I love it.
As good as it's ever been.
I think right now you have 5 teams: Nevada, Boise State, San Diego State, New Mexico, Utah State. Those 5 teams I could see in the dance. Maybe 3 of them, maybe 4 of them, probably not all 5. And then I look at the middle class. San Jose State might be able to pick some people off. They're a team that I think is going to have to get hot in the conference tournament that might have the ability to get hot there. It's weird. I like UNLV. I've liked them when I've seen them play this year. They're 1-4 in the league. They're like the most unlucky team I've seen in this thing. They could pick some teams off. And what if Linder gets Graham Ike back and the Pokes start rolling a little bit going into the conference tournament?
They'd be a scary tournament.
Could they win the play-in game and then make things interesting for whoever the one is? Like, I love this league this year. All those reasons. This is going to be a fun next couple months.
Well, when your lowest ranked team is Fresno State at 179 and Ken Palm, Air Force is only 147. I mean, Air Force is usually in the 300s. To have Air Force at 147.
Wow.
San Jose State's 133.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, some of those bottom teams are now giving you quad 2 games potentially.
I haven't looked at that like you have on the quads, but those are, I mean, if you can get that, I mean, all of a sudden this resume is just going to keep getting better, and you would hope that the committee looks at that stuff, more than you would hope, EJ, that the committee looks at that stuff as a strong part of your resume. Sometimes people like the eye test and other things. I know you're a big computer guy, and right now Boise State, according to the computers, should definitely be dancing.
I know you're a big Najee Smith guy, man. Seeing what he's done the last couple of years, his improvements. You see what he did the other night, hitting 4 3-pointers against Wyoming, finishes with 18 points. He's playing against some bigger guys than him. He's a little undersized. Leon calls it Naj being Naj sometimes with some of the kind of shots that he takes, but you got to be impressed. Yeah, you got to be impressed with what you're seeing from Naj, man.
He should be a pitcher, man. He'd be a junk ball pitcher, right? Guys get better, and Najee Smith is a perfect example of that. You work hard in the offseason, you reap what you sow. A lot of coaches want to say you're going to get out what you put in, and it's obvious that Najee Smith, to me, put a lot in with his game, not just on the court, but leadership. In the locker room, you can tell like he's very confident. The guys rally around him. He's dancing right now in front of us. I mean, he has a lot of fun, and he's a much better basketball player this year. What I love about him the most, his versatility, right? And doesn't every team need a Najee Smith?
Yeah.
A guy you can play. I mean, if he could probably, in a mega pinch, play the point on a couple of possessions and dribble the ball up and not get it stolen.
Well, they got a couple of those guys with Degenhart and Abbo. I mean, a lot of those kind of 6'7", 6'8" guys that can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, Najee, when he said, I don't know who he said it to, maybe you, maybe Jordan, maybe both. He said he grew up and he wasn't on a big team with a lot of tall players at his AAU in his younger days. He was like the tallest guy on the team. So a lot of times he had to play center in like middle school when he was probably, 6'1", and he's playing against that middle school freak who has to shave every other day and is 6'6", right? And Najee said he gained a lot of experience from having to guard players that were taller than him. He learned the tricks of the trade, if you will. And that's showing not only with Najee this year, but also Tyson Degenhart. He's doing it as well. One of the best officials in college basketball saying hello to us right now, BJ Raines.
David Hall, man, giving you the shout out. You like to see it, man. You got Mike Reed, David Hall, and Mike Cyphers officiating this one. Have you been impressed with Abo, especially lately from three-point range?
Right. Defensively,
Abe Jackson didn't want to have the conversation because he says they're completely different players. But are we at the point yet where the key jab versus Abo conversation?
No.
Who is okay? Not yet.
There yet.
Okay.
Key jab.
Okay.
Win the league, win the conference tournament. Key jab was a very, very special player to this program. If this program did things, I don't know, like honor ex-players and like put names up, I would expect one day Key Jab to get his name in the Ring of Honor if they ever had one. Abo's got a long way to go, but I was at the point maybe a month ago where I was like, I'm not sure about Abo, man.
You thought he was a bust.
I was like, I don't know. We didn't play at Texas Tech a lot. Maybe now we know why. A lot of guys transfer down from mega schools because they don't play. And sometimes you know why they don't play. They weren't as good as advertised. He has proven me wrong over the last couple games. I think at the end of the year, we might be in the conversation, like a tough conversation. Who's the best player on this team? Is it Marcus Shaver Jr.? Is it Tyson Degenhart? Is it Chibuzo Abo? Is it Najee Smith? Like, that's one of those teams. Like, there's not the 1A alpha dog on this team, and let's see how far they can take it. But it's cool to see because usually in college basketball, you'll have that one guy who's at least dropping 17, 18 a night, right? And everybody else this team doesn't have that. They're like 5 dudes who all score 13
in
points
conference play, all 5 are averaging at least 12 points a game. Perry says I'm late. Did I miss Johnny predicting a 70-point blowout again?
No, man, that was against EOU, an NAIA team. This is legit Nevada
our
team.
BNN viewers never let you forget stuff, man. I'm sure somebody will bring up the free throw at some point.
Thanks, BJ. I'm just happy. It's a big game when Boise State gives the media.
Well, I think your guy Cody's watching, so make sure.
Hot dogs, man.
Thank you to there's Polish sausages or something back there. There's like candy.
First time we've had it all year.
No, it wasn't. No, we had them at the last home game. You weren't here.
Yep.
Conference play, man.
Yep.
They step it up. There's soda. There's all kinds of stuff. We got to get out of here. We appreciate everybody for checking us out. Should be a fun one tonight. Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Rowpaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, all of our great sponsors. We're going to have the postgame show coming up after the game. So Colin Mitchell is here. We'll have a highlight package from Colin. We'll have interviews. We'll have analysis. We'll either be talking about the Soul. Hey, here's our contest winner, Greg McVeigh. Give Greg the mic for a second here. Yeah, come on, Greg. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh. Last time you saw this guy, look at this. Look, get over here more so we can see. Get over here more. We can't. Oh, come on, Greg.
Come on, man. Don't fake the funk.
Get over here.
Don't come here and act like you want to make a scene, and when we call you in, you back out. Come on, Greg.
What the heck is this? The last time you saw him, he was in a private jet with Matt Bauscher, going down to the game. So that's cool. And he wore the BNN shirt. That was a fun way to end the show there. So we got the post-game show coming up, Bronco Nation News, all the social media channels. Make sure we got record viewership for a pregame show here. So if you're just stumbling across us, we appreciate it. Check us out on YouTube. That's the easiest way. Please go subscribe to YouTube. Our channel is free, and then turn on your notifications, and we'll let you know when we have it'll let you know when there's a broadcast going live. Facebook as well. We'll be on Twitter, so all the social media channels. About 20 to 30 minutes after the game, we'll give you a chance to get home or put the kids to bed. We'll do our interviews with Coach Rice and the players, and we'll come back and fire up the post-game show. And so bring your comments. Johnny will either be talking about the sole possession, first place Boise State Broncos, or the third place Boise State Broncos.
And going to Albuquerque with a loss tonight, not a position they want to be in. Big game in the standings tonight for Boise State. Going to be fun.
Appreciate, Johnny, you for coming on. Appreciate Abe Jackson for coming on. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and thanks to all of you for watching. Enjoy the game on the Mountain West Network, and we'll talk to you on the post-game show. Battle for first place in the Mountain West here in about 16 minutes, and we'll talk to you on the post-game show. Bronco Nation News.